I'm Sharon Tong. You're watching Primetime News on Channel NewsAsia. In the headlines, Chinese activist Chen Guangcheng leaves the U.S. Embassy in Beijing for a medical facility, but U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says Washington will remain committed to him. From political prisoner to parliamentarian, opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi is sworn into parliament, marking a new era in Myanmar's politics. The Taliban announces the beginning of its spring offensive across Afghanistan. This comes hours after its attack on a heavily fortified compound in Kabul, hot on the heels of the U.S. president's visit to the country. And Malaysia's Home Minister calls Saturday's birthday rally in Kuala Lumpur one of the darkest chapters in the country's history. First, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says Washington is committed to Chinese dissident Chen Guangcheng. Her comment comes just hours after Mr. Chen left the U.S. Embassy in Beijing after entering it 6 days ago. The blind activist is at a medical facility in Beijing where he will receive treatment and be reunited with his family. He has been reunited with his wife and children, including a son he has not seen for years. Mrs. Clinton, who is in Beijing on an official trip, says Mr. Chen left the U.S. Embassy on his own accord and, quote, in keeping with U.S. values. China has denounced the U.S. for interfering in its internal affairs and demands an apology. Channel NewsAsia's Valerie Tan reports from Beijing.
This was the video human rights lawyer Chen Guangcheng released last week, in which he confirmed his escape from house arrest in Shandong. His fate has distracted U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who's arrived in central Beijing for this year's round of high-level economic and strategic talks between China and America. Both countries are facing pressure to resolve the issue quickly, as Chen Guangcheng is the second high-profile Chinese citizen after Wang Lijun to seek political asylum in an American embassy in China this year.
如果希拉里这事情处理得不好，回去过会被所谓的美国的媒体给狂骂一通，说他在这个出卖美国的人权，到中国政府那儿去给中国政府低头的。所以我觉得这事情最难做的就是这一点，就是怎么让美国国内的人权支持者，尤其是国会议员，觉得希拉里做了一些事情，但同时又不能做得太过火，让中国政府觉得你这次过来就是为了谈这个事情，别的事情都不谈。
But while the U.S. has managed to raise awareness of Chen's plight and perhaps ensure his safety for now, the eventual fate of the human rights lawyer is uncertain.
你还是做维权律师，你还是继续帮一些中国受压迫的这个受到不公平待遇的这个农民工，或者是这个农村的这些妇女，为他们打官司的话，那我们中国政府愿意让你继续这样做吗？这才是最大的问题。
And even though the case has gained international prominence and sympathy, it's unlikely America and China will take drastic steps in its decisions, especially when China is undergoing a major leadership change at the end of the year and America is having its presidential elections in November. Valerie Tan, Channel NewsAsia, Beijing.
The U.S. says it will watch Mr. Chen's treatment closely, and any effort by Beijing to fetter his activities could provide a new source of contention. Our U.S. bureau chief has reaction from Washington.
It looks as though an arrangement was crafted here that allows everybody to get what they want. Mr. Chen gets to stay in China, and he gets some kind of guarantees from the Chinese authorities over the treatment that he will receive and his family will receive, particularly at the hands of local officials. The United States gets to say, we did the right thing by Mr. Chen, and China gets to say publicly, as we heard, that it is not happy about the role the United States has played in all of this, which it perceives as an interference in its own internal affairs. The United States clearly intends to continue monitoring the conduct of Chinese authorities towards Mr. Chen. Now, how they go about doing that in the weeks, months and years ahead is going to be, I think, a very big question for Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to answer when she faces reporters. But that certainly appears to be the broad terms of the arrangement that for now, at least, is in place with regard to Mr. Chen's future.